It's Sunday night. You've had a long and fun weekend. Then oh no, you forgot that you have an exam tomorrow morning. It's the end of the world, and you thought you should just give up, right? Well, you're wrong, because we're here to give you tips on how to study the night before a test and pass that test tomorrow. Tip number 1. Find a workspace that is free of distractions and quiet enough to cram for a test. Bring on the lights, for it would help you to stay focused and have the less chance of falling asleep. Tip number 2. Gather everything you need to study for the test and place it in your workspace. Tip number 3. Limit your distractions by shutting off your cell phone and/or making a vow not to check your email, text messages, and social networks during your study session. Tip number 4. Make a list of exactly what you need to study, putting the highest priority items at the top of the list. Tip number 5. Caffeinate and hydrate yourself. For most adults, up to 400 milligrams of caffeine or about 4 cups of coffee per day is safe. If you're staying up all night studying, spread it out. You want to aim for 100 to 200 milligrams of caffeine or a cup or two. Have your coffee with a healthy snack to allow a slower release of caffeine into your system. Often, when you're pulling an all-nighter, you need to concentrate. More than 2 cups of coffee, and you might get jittery and your focus will decrease. After 3 or 4 hours, it's okay to have another 1 to 2 cups of coffee. Just know that it won't work as well because you're even more tired at that point. And once you're done with coffee, start chugging water. When you're hydrated, you can concentrate better and every part of your system just works better. Tip number 6. Chew a gum. Several studies have shown chewing gum can increase alertness and it may even improve intellectual performance. Help yourself even more by picking a mint flavor. Mint increases cerebral activity and smelling peppermint may improve your memory. Also, others have proven that chewing the same flavor of gum while taking the exam helps you remember the notes you've studied. But be careful not to chew loudly nor proudly as you might distract your seatmates or let your teacher notice you. Tip number 7. Now begin. Don't focus too much on the little details. Rather, concentrate on the bigger picture. Highlight the important points that you think could be on the test. Read the chapter summaries. If there are no chapter summaries, then skim through the text and write down key ideas. Tip number 8. Prioritize. This is the most important part of cramming. You have a very limited amount of time. You must use it as efficiently as possible. Get down to the nitty-gritty and only study what you think is worthy of being on the test. Focus on the main ideas and learn key formulas. Skip the details for now and only come back to them if you see that you have time after you have learned the key points. Tip number 9. Study effectively. Recite, recite, recite. Recitation will burn facts into your mind like no other study method. Recite the material out loud until you're sure that you'll be able to recall the information selected. Tip number 10. If facts aren't sticking and studying isn't going well, try some memorization strategies. The brain never forgets. Forgetting a piece of information is either the failure to properly store it, the failure to recall it, or the failure to store it in a way that it can't be found. Practice some simple memorization techniques to help you supercharge your last-minute cram session. Try using a mnemonic device. That's just a fancy word for memory device, meaning a quick and simple way to remember something. Remember when your teacher taught you ROIGBIV to help remember the sequence of colors in the rainbow? Making something into an acronym like ROIGBIV is a mnemonic device. Tip number 11. Get up and walk around. Take a 5-minute break every hour to walk around, get a drink, go to bathroom, do a few jumping jacks, or basically anything that gets you out of your chair and moving around. You should give your eyes a break occasionally to help you stay alert. Tip number 12. Study with your friend or classmate. Odds are, you're not the only one who put off studying until the last minute. Find someone else to study with, and you'll be rewarded in 2 ways. You'll realize how much you already know by asking and answering questions, and you'll figure out what you need to study. Quiz each other. Ask questions about you don't understand, and figure out together what you need to be thinking about. Tip number 13. Make a quick review sheet. Write down all your mnemonic devices, important key points, and quick facts on one sheet of paper, so you can refer to it and have a quick review tomorrow morning before the big test. Tip number 14. And lastly, get some sleep. When you're dead tired, it won't make a huge difference if you've been studying for 4 hours as opposed to 3.5. After a certain point, your brain will just stop absorbing information. However, spending that extra half hour sleeping will make a big difference. Don't underestimate the power of a good night's rest, though this is a difficult thing to do, because as I've mentioned earlier, your instincts and caffeine will tell you to stay awake. Balance caffeine with getting to bed at some point, and once you get on bed, forget about the test. Think actively about something peaceful, so nothing else enters your mind, and you'll nod right off. But don't forget to set your alarm before you sleep, as you might sleep deeply and wake up late. Good luck on your test tomorrow.
Thank you for watching.